the chicks is thicker. Reppin' for the team, that's the pinche Houston Sippers. She don't want your liquor, she don't want your chipper. She poppin' for a legend, that's a real masa flipper. This is for la raza, this is for la raza. I'm in my trap, casa whipping up the damn masa.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another beautiful episode of the What Did He Said podcast. You're supposed to back me up on that part.
Oh my God, beautiful.
It's a beautiful episode.
Beautiful.
Well, because I'm looking at you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Words just start popping into my brain.
Is it Valentine's Day already?
I just
we don't do Valentine's Day, Rob.
Oh.
You know, welcome to another luscious.
We have Valentine's Day every day.
Welcome to another curvaceous episode. Welcome to another thick, fine episode. Yo, it's the What Did He Said podcast. We're back from the road. First of all, shout out to everybody that came to the shows in West Palm Beach and also 2 shows in Miami. Especially a big shout out to Homestead, Florida, because
bro, it was like everybody in the audience was from Homestead.
People were like, you should have just did it in Homestead because that's who's here.
Yeah.
How far is that from the club?
From the club itself, I really don't know, but I know Homestead is like just south of Miami.
Cool.
And we ate some really good mac and cheese at a world famous House of Mac.
Is that really like world famous mac and cheese?
Well, I mean, shit.
We don't know if it's world famous.
I mean, I don't know if people in Germany. I don't know if people in Germany know what's up.
But it's damn good. I had the crab.
Ooh.
The lump crab one, right? Yeah, one of those.
Would you have?
She just slurped on the mic. I had the pizza mac. Ooh. So it had like, apparently it's pork free. So it had like pepperoni and it had like sausage and stuff. And of course, a ton of cheese. All kinds of cheeses were happening. Midnight had the lump crab because he wouldn't shut up about it. Yeah, the lump crab one, though. And shout out to my boy Teach.
I was just going to say, yeah.
My boy Teach, he managed Pitbull for many years. And he's like a mainstay in the hip-hop scene in Miami. So as soon as you walk in, man, it's in the Wynwood area, which was difficult to park.
So busy.
It used to be industrial. It's right there by Overtown, but it used to be like warehouses and stuff. But it slowly started converting to like an artsy type of scene. And then they started having like the sidewalk cafe.
It's almost
eateries.
like that whole little area where, you know, like Eighth Wonder is and that Lucky's Pub. That's what it looked like to me, right?
Kind of, with a lot of
art. With a lot more art.
With like, you have to download an app just to fucking park.
Yeah.
So like my phone was dead. Wow. Everybody was starving. And my buddy from high school, shout out to my boy JR, we were meeting up there and they found parking quickly. So they're probably just looking around like, fuck, man, this dude's phone's dead. He's flaky.
That was pretty cool. They hadn't seen each other in 20 years, right?
About a good 20. Yeah. Easily a good 20. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
right?
you're dating me. You're saying how old I am. But man, like I said, man, shout out to Homestead, Florida. We had a great time. Shout out to Luis Juarez, Midnight, Bryson Brown, and Rick Gutierrez that were on the road with us, man. So it was live. The van was lit.
The van was lit. The tour is officially off the ground.
Dude, the Cuban coffee. Jesus Christ.
Okay, we were like crackheads, literally, with this Cuban coffee.
Like 2 in the morning.
We were like...
Yes.
Have you had Cuban coffee?
No.
Oh, Rob, and you are a coffee lover. Okay,
coffee.
So if you're a coffee lover, Jesus. It's funny because I was telling him that a while... I know this is so insignificant,
Jesucristo. It's not Jesus. It's Jesucristo.
I was watching an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, right? And Khloe is in Miami.
The thick one.
The thicker one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about how it was in the middle of the night and she was craving this coffee and she was on a mission to find this. And I was like, what is the... I mean, I've had Cuban coffee when I've gone to Miami, but we had what is it called?
What?
The coffee that we had. It's Cuban coffee, but there's a specific one that we had. We had...
colada.
Colada.
So, long story short, man, shout out to Sergio's. That's like the main... Also, La Carreta. Those are the main Cuban restaurants that I know of. And they even have a Sergio's in the airport in Fort Lauderdale. So it's midnight, Sol and myself. And after we're done eating our Cuban food, we wanted some little coffee. And we ordered a colada, but I wanted my own colada.
And I wanted my own.
So it's like, everybody get their own colada, right? And
the lady's like, share.
The lady's like, no, silly Tex-Mex guy. Eso no se hace aquí en Doralzuela. You know, because in Doral, Florida, they call it Doralzuela because a lot of Venezuelans. So anyway, it's a little bitty cup with like straight espresso and a shit ton of sugar. It's a shit ton of sugar. It's like Coca-Cola on Coca-Cola. It's straight. Like the sugar and the caffeine hit you at once. But they give you these a stack of like the little Listerine shot glasses.
They're that small. That's how you're supposed to drink the coffee.
And it's fucking delicious. delicious.
Just
I mean,
10
you
out
can
of 10
have more
delicious.
than one.
I mean, we
but
were having
pace
like
yourself, brother.
pace yourself. Although, to be honest with you, I thought I was gonna have a hard time going to sleep. I was straight. We were also doing a shitload of stuff all day. So we played basketball. We were out there.
Saw that hooping.
Rehearsed for 4 hours.
Yeah, he rehearsed for 4 hours, which that was cool.
Yeah.
So, you want to talk about that?
A little bit. So shout out my boy Rick Gutierrez. He's like my coach, right? He's an OG. He's been doing comedy for like 27 years, and he knows his shit. And he's helping me take my tour and my live show to the next level, performance wise and everything. So for the first 2 hours, man, we're out there in the lobby along with Midnight and Luis, and we're going through like my script, for my show. Like, look, man, maybe rearrange it like this, maybe take those words out, blah, blah, blah. Going through the segues, connective tissue, And then we took a break, and then the next 2 hours, we stole a conference room because we didn't want to pay for that shit. So we snuck in that motherfucker, and we closed the door behind us, and boom, he's like, all right, that's the stage. We're here. Now it's time to perform. We're working on performance. And so then I had to like run through the set. And it's like, stop, go back, energy up, stop, go back. That character needs to be more defined. It's your dad. He needs to be more over the top. Look like it's good having a director because we want this show to be as best as it could be. And we're putting in the work, man, whatever's necessary. And I think it'll show. So if you go to chingobling.com, you can get your tickets. We're coming to Midland, Waco, Corpus Christi. Those are the next 3.
Yes.
I know. Isn't that it's so crazy how I was just going to look up the tour dates. How fast everything has happened. I was planning the tour just
Joke
in
Joint
July.
is tonight.
Yeah.
And Chingo de Mayo is right around the corner.
Yep. Man.
Yeah.
And it's summertime. All right. Vacations. Where are we going for the summer?
And we're in LA for June.
We're in LA for June.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
And Spain perhaps for vacation. Right?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
We haven't figured that part out yet. But trying to find a cool place. We always take Mickey for somewhere for her birthday. We didn't get to last year because I was having a baby.
We should definitely go somewhere fun for July. And I guess, it could be my baby's pick, whatever you want to do.
Hey.
Boo-boo.
So we're going to start, couples out there who are listening to this, try this. His friend who we met up with, his wife said, oh, it's his turn to plan our anniversary trip. I said, what?
And she looked at me
Wait
like,
a
what
minute.
you done planned, boy?
I was like, wait, so y'all take turns planning it? Yes. Genius.
So I gave him the scoop. I said, look, man, Mexico City, stay at Hotel Stanza, right there in Roma.
What's that noise?
Somebody's working outside. Next door, I think.
Oh.
If you hear it through the mic, it's just...
Is it the neighbors working on the fence?
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway.
So anyway, he had me looking bad, but I said, look, man, Mexico City, Colonia Roma, Hotel Stanza. There's a park across the street. Take your child. Get you some fucking churros. There's plenty of...
All I know is that moving
museums
forward, starting now, guess how we're going to do planning for trips.
It's nothing. He already... My boy, he done been to... Thailand and all types of shit. I'm be like, man, just send me your itinerary.
That's messed up.
We're going to swap itineraries.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you just tell me what month. I'm going to come up with something dope. You're going to be like, why we always going to Brazil? Look, don't worry about what the fuck.
That's where my friend went. And that's the itinerary.
That's where my friend went.
Because I do jiu-jitsu, and that's where it's from.
You know what I'm saying? Acai bowl. Why? Because I'm on the beach doing capoeira. That's what the fuck going on.
So... going back to this coffee thing.
Yeah.
So I came back so motivated with coffee. So I made café de olla, homemade café de olla. So if you want some, there's some in the fridge.
Dope.
Look, people want the recipe. We can't give you
I know.
the
I
recipe.
feel so bad. People keep asking me for the recipe, and I really want to give it to them, but
We can't.
I can't.
This might be a business opportunity, and I don't think we want to just...
It's
the
so
Colonel's
good.
recipe.
No joke. And it's strong as AF.
Oh.
Speaking of AF, I'm on the plane. I'm wearing the Latino as fuck hoodie. And this nice little white lady says, oh, Latino AF. What does the AF stand for? And I whispered in her ear, I said, as fuck. And she busted out laughing. It was the funniest thing
But
she heard.
I think she heard as with 2 S's.
Like
fuck.
as fuck.
Like,
And so it was funny because she was laughing.
like fucking a Latino in the ass, basically. That's what she interpreted.
I think, that's when he said
not
that. I was
not like
really?
you're super Latino.
It was funny because I went to go sit down and that lady was still laughing. I was like, it wasn't that funny. Yeah, it was that loud. Seriously. She went on for a hot minute. So much has happened. We're trying to update Rob here, like on everything that we experienced.
Well, all I know is that lady likes booty play, but keep going.
Yeah, right.
Well, this morning we did a urban jungle. What is the name of that class?
It's a fighter conditioning class,
and it's the hardest cardio class,
or the cardio kickboxing class. If that's what they want.
Do you know
the
instructor, or shout her out, or him?
Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking class is hard as balls, bro. It's hard. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's a friendly reminder every time I go. Even when I was at my best shape, like when I would go there for my cardio for like bodybuilding. It was like, damn. I always tell her, I'm like, is there ever going to be a day that I come to your class and I don't feel winded? Like I don't feel like, oh my God. And she has her clock sits at the bottom, and so all I do is I'm watching. And I'm like, shit, how much longer? Oh God. We still have 45. It's damn hard.
And so the first 30 minutes is like kick, knee, ninja kick, uppercut, left, hook, jab, roundhouse, kick, crescent, knee. And it's like, now we're going to add 3 knees. Kick, crescent, uppercut, roundhouse, ninja kick, knee. Now
and then we do pads. And then there's no break. It's like she gives you a quick break to go get water before we start the second half of the class, which is pads.
So mitts or pads, yeah.
Yeah, and so then it's like
partner up.
When you partner up and we're kicking and punching. And
so it's like 30
almost
seconds.
like a little Muay Thai, I guess, class combination of everything.
Talk about content. That'd be good content to get y'all doing that.
I was going to record it, but I was... Seriously, I usually she lets me too. There's no phones allowed, but because she knows that I do it for the sake of my social media.
Sure.
I was just honestly so winded. I'm like fuck it. I'm not gonna go get the phone.
I'm not gonna put this on the internet.
I was like, nah, I'm not ready to expose myself yet. So. No, but it's good, and
but it'll be like elbows for 30 seconds, sprawl, and then like
punches,
like
and then
left,
it's this
right,
combo
left.
where it's like left, right, left,
so
left,
pad,
and so it's like your
left,
brain is thinking. It's so early in the morning, and you're just like trying to take it all in.
It wakes you up.
Yeah.
But we've been doing this thing where I really have been wanting to have a routine, right? Because our schedule, obviously, it's never like. It's always crazy. Something is always happening. Even our babysitter always says, she's like,
y'all got something new.
Man, y'all got something to do every day. And
it's
I was
like anti-routine, but we want routine.
And we want routine. We really do. So we've been last couple of days, we've been strict about going to bed at 11. So now we've just been shutting it down. So we'll watch, the baby goes to sleep. We'll watch a little bit of TV. Even if we're not done with watching whatever we're watching, we're still going to bed at 11.
Plus, all this exercise makes you tired anyway. So, like, I did lunges one day, and I'm like, God damn. I feel like I went and got ass shots in Miami. I was like, Jesus Christ. What's happening? First of all, in Miami, it's like a Bad Bunny video everywhere you go. It's like, Jesus Christ. Everyone has surgery, and it's like, okay, my fucking waitress has veneers and, like, tummy tuck and ass shots. And it's like, I'm at a fucking 99-cent store, and this is the cashier.
She could be in a video.
I mean, they're like perfection everywhere you go.
But, no pun intended, I was reading in the USA Today, and supposedly over there in Miami, they're very aggressive with like having these little clinics pop up, and motherfuckers dying, but they have a way of like, okay, we just changed the name of the clinic, but they're running commercials, and people are like, it's in our culture and society, it's such a big deal, like, waist to hips ratio and the big booty and all this. But it's like people dying. And the article is showing like the lady texted her friend, pray for me, Cheryl. I'm about to go into my surgery and I'm finna have a fat ass or whatever. And it's like, she never made it.
Oh, damn.
Or like they're piercing, they're like taking fat out of one area and then sticking it in the booty. But they fuck around and pierce the vein, or they go through the muscle, or like complications and infections and people dying right there. They said it's a little a shopping mall, a strip mall next to between a barbershop and like something else. So they're just like putting them anywhere, like just a clinic.
I'm not against plastic surgery, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like,
we're not against rap. We're not against rappers.
But we are against those thugs.
Okay.
Anyway.
Go on. We're not against booties. We're not against booty shots. We against dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Over being vain.
It's but here's the other when people's like, well, yeah, check this out, because I'm like, if you want to go get them done, get it done, right? But at least go to a legit person, like somebody who is licensed.
How many people have you killed?
Yeah, basically, I guess. Like, so there's this doctor that I'm obsessed with following. This doctor, his name, they call him
what's the name?
Dr. Cabral, but he's like known as the Barbie doctor because he's in the Dominican Republic, and he leaves these girls.
First of all, the before, Jesus Christ, the before is like, ooh.
The before, like not even drunk, I think a guy would hit it.
Not even, no.
Not even.
Like the
no,
before.
I'm not exaggerating.
The before, like, God damn, girl, like what?
Yeah, and then
you just don't, like straight up. I'm not trying to like generalize all the women's before pictures, but it looked like you on the couch eating buku Twinkies.
And then
like anti-exercise.
The aftermath is like
J-Lo.
Bro.
J-Lo.
No,
Heavy words.
like it exact. Okay.
Who?
Heavy word. Yeah, exactly. Because J-Lo is perfection.
Yeah.
Perfection is what they end up. Their boobs are like
okay,
perfect.
Cardi B. They damn near be looking like Cardi B, but before they looking sloppy doppy.
Sloppy doppy.
Like,
yeah.
Like just, whoa. Like the belly swings one way.
They look like melted cheese.
Like
man, I'm telling you, I'm going to send you the link. I mean,
I feel like I've heard that name.
I'm going to send you his. Well, he's also had a few die on him.
But his ratio,
okay.
But he's only like 1 out of 100.
And I only know that because I went on YouTube to look him up, right? And not because I want to go or I'm going, but because my mom was saying, she's like, "Do you know that a bunch of women have died? You know, go getting surgery with him." And I said, "Really?" I looked him up. I mean, it's not a lot of women.
It's just like 16.
It's just like 4, a handful. Okay, and then he explains one of them had other medical issues, which made the surgery complicated. So they've all had other issues. It wasn't because of his surgery. He does so many of them, though. I don't know how he could fuck up.
Yeah.
He does so many of them.
So he does everything, like head to toe.
Head to toe.
I don't know if he does faces.
I know he does body for sure because he's
it's that
the
Brazilian thing, Brazilian butt lift. That's like
so now
popular.
with that butt, you know, you ever see a girl and you just notice, like, obviously it's
The
not
legs
real.
don't
The legs
match.
don't match, and it looks weird.
It depends on, I guess, the doctor and what type of
Yeah.
legs they were working with and how exaggerated and crazy they went with the booty. Where it's like, what? Bitch,
Yeah.
come on,
Right.
Because you're right. That's the thing. Once it's obvious, it just kind of takes away.
It does.
It's like
no hamstring development,
like,
no
man, let me-
quads.
Well, you say that because Don got a booty.
Well, yes,
Don
he
got a
does.
donkey donk.
For sure.
So, okay.
For
so,
sure. But still, but even like the girls at the gym, like I've known a lot of just people to do procedures like that to where it's like, that shit it literally looks like you got balloons inflated in your ass and you have like like uncooked hot dog legs.
so you know how I said that now I know why women get epidurals when they have a baby,
Yes.
right? Okay. It's been so hard to get back to where I was. And now I know why moms get the mommy makeover after having a baby.
Right.
Because it's like so hard to get one, I was breastfeeding, so I couldn't work out too much or I would lessen the milk that I was barely able to produce, you know? But it's been like hard now that I've been actually at it.
2, Cuban coffee, a whole bunch of sugar.
There you go.
3, shout out to Aranda's and the tortas they got over there.
That's what he brought me on after giving birth.
A
For real?
burrito.
Yes,
A
a
burrito.
burrito.
From
I
Aranda's.
couldn't even eat it though. I couldn't
From
eat it. I was
Aranda's?
like, yes. I was like, well, this
I've always
is
wanted to do that big burrito challenge. Not the challenge, but the big burrito they have.
They have a big burrito challenge over
Not a challenge, but it might as well be. It's like a little California burrito, I think.
Really?
They call it. It's fucking huge.
Does it have fries in it?
I don't know.
Okay. Because when you go to San Diego,
What's
make
in
sure
it?
you get you a fucking California burrito.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see now why women would do it. If I had a second child, I might consider something like that.
I didn't even know what the term mommy makeover was until recently.
I didn't know either until I heard about all the celebrities. Actually, my midwife was the one that told me about it. She was like, because every time she'd make me get on the scale, I'd be like, I don't want to get on it, you know? And she'd be like, just go get your mommy makeover if you're so concerned about it. You know? And I was like, mommy makeover? What's that? So I looked it up, and it's like a liposuction, a tummy tuck,
And a breast lift, right?
and a breast lift. Yeah. I'm not
And
into
ass shots.
Yeah, right. They sneak that in there. Like, I'll go ahead and do the booty
You come
too.
out the hospital looking like you in a Bad Bunny.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Miami.
Yo, let's talk about this Firefest documentary.
Because apparently we just found out we saw 2 different things.
Documentaries.
Yeah.
I saw
Well,
the
he
Hulu.
did say there was 2. The ones that the guys, the Jerry production
Jerry
or
Media.
Jerry Media, I think they made one too.
with or something like that, or alongside Billy McFarland and Netflix. But so first the setup. Here's the setup. So a while back, I don't know how long ago this was.
16, I think.
2016. We started. Some people saw on on Instagram, especially if you follow a lot of influencers, everyone's screen went orange and they tagged Firefest, right? So that was their marketing scheme, and they had influencers and they had a sizzle reel, like they shot a little commercial in the Bahamas, and it was supposed to be this luxury a weekend in the Bahamas with like the best, like Migos, Lil Yachty, all these motherfucking Blink 182 or somebody, like random, like all these fucking bands and shit. And it was supposed to be like Coachella, the new Woodstock, but on an island. And long story short, the dude I think is in jail, or he's facing time because he like
6 years. That's all they gave him.
That's 6 years. Yeah,
that's what they call wolf tickets. You out there selling some shit don't even exist, like you bullshit. And I guess he had that habit, that little pattern of like, oh, I can get you tickets to Hamilton, I can get you tickets to Beyonce and Jay-Z. And he was just like robbing Peter to pay Paul and getting all these crazy loans and investors and fucking people over. Mm-hmm. And my moral of the story is this: if you're going around fucking people over, it's only a matter of time. Yeah. It's not gonna last. It seems like he had a 10-year run. Yeah. But come on, man, you can't go around fucking people over.
He was living in a penthouse, like
Russian girlfriend and shit.
She's standing by him though. She's reading him letters.
She waiting to
and
get
the
that
documentary
money.
We saw.
But she was clowning. She's like, "Oh look, he calling me right now."
Let's explain that too. Like I saw the one on Netflix. You said you saw the one on Hulu. Mm-hmm. What was it also called? Fire?
It was like Fire Fraud.
Fire Fraud. Okay, I saw Fire. I guess it was just called Fire
or Firefest Doc.
Okay,
I think it's a Netflix one, which I need to watch next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just blown away. But like, okay, for one, motherfuckers bought tickets to some shit. Like, okay, for one, people got fooled. That part was entertaining. The second part was like Ja Rule's stupid ass. Like, you know, like, come on, bro. After a while, you had to kind of like peep game. Like, this dude's full of shit, and your name is attached to this. You can't go around attaching your name to stuff that, God damn, that you don't really have control over. You know what I'm saying? And then the audacity of this kid, this 25-year-old, like, they kept throwing millennial at his ass, like the name. But it's like, dude, the audacity, like, what world do you live in where it's like, hey, man, we're short $2 million to pay staff and this and that. He was just giving everybody excuses.
The runaround.
But he was borrowing money.
And then selling, okay, well, General Admission sold out. Now we're just going to sell these VIPs.
It didn't even exist.
He lied. It wasn't, General Admission wasn't sold out. They just did that to...
so he could hurry and
make
this money back for this loan.
Right.
From this loan shark.
Dude, so crazy. A lot of people learn shit from there, like those influencers. Like at the end of it, I don't know about the Hulu one, but they say like this was all sparked by a dozen, influencers at hashtag Firefest.
Kendall.
Right. And if you don't put hashtag ad or advertisement, you could have some ramifications too.
Oh. It's almost like you're co-signing.
Exactly. So
well,
that's like me. I mean, I don't have influencer numbers, but I do get hit up by mom brands to advertise their stuff. Or one was asking like if I was
hitting you up,
and one of them. It's funny because they're baby carriers. Remember the baby carrier people? And I said, well, I do wear my baby. I've yet to receive the baby carrier, right? And they were like, well, we're also looking for someone to... My point is, I don't accept, like, just anything from anybody because if I don't believe in it, I don't use it. It's shit. Mm-hmm. I don't want to put my name behind it because they're going to be like, oh, well, she said. Again, I don't have influencer numbers, but I do have a following.
It'll reflect on you.
And it'll reflect on me,
so, I think another lesson these influencers will learn, not only... that you could be implicated on some criminal shit. But it's like, you can't go around co-signing everything. Yeah. Do not go around co-signing every fucking thing. And I'm going to give you an example. Someone who was in a certain department at a certain brand hit me up one time like, hey, are you going to watch the fight or something? It was like a couple years ago. And it's like, yeah, maybe. I might order it. And it's like, okay, we want to send you a gift card, and it'll buy the product that you'll have at your party, so on and so forth, and it'll cover the expense of the ordering the fight. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, how much is it? It was like $350 or something like that, and it's like, you know what, man? We got like over 1 million people on here on Facebook alone, so yeah, I'm cool. Let me know when you want to talk for real. Yeah, like on a real level. And guess what? The next day, all these little influencers were like, hey, I'm watching the fight. Shout out to hashtag whatever, hashtag ad. And I'm like, damn, all y'all took the bait. So I'm not like, yo, we need to have a union and no shit like that.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: try to have other shit going on. Thankfully, I have stand up and music and a podcast and merch and all kind of shit. Real estate, know what I'm talking about?
No.
But
diversifying the
yeah,
portfolio.
don't be so just one dimensional on some. I'm gonna be an influencer,
Right.
because it's just so limiting. Because it's like you're just a cheerleader and you're having to constantly come up with ways to promote shit that ain't even yours. And I saw this little. It was this trailer. It's for some show. I think it's on Facebook Watch. But they were clowning. It was like a mockumentary or something. And they were clowning some girl. She was like, so what's your plan, Stacy? She's like, I'm going to be an influencer. It's like, oh, what is that? She's like,
that's right.
She's like, well, I'm going to put like cool captions and come up with content. And they're like, well, what kind of content? Content like selfies and da-da-da. And they're like, what's your end goal? She's like, well, get my numbers up and then brands will reach out. Then I can be like an ambassador. And they're like, but then what? They're like, and they're just like, ambassador, It was hilarious because it breaks that down. But anyway, back to fucking Firefest, man. I need to watch the Netflix one.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Watch that
Too
one
bad
together.
We can't tonight, but
So Kendall, she fucking stuck her neck out there and she went along with it.
So did she get her money?
I think she was one of the first one, and she got like, what was it, like $250,000 or something like that?
They say, well, I don't know if that's what she got, but they said that's probably what she was charging at the time for a post. And they were saying like her impact is really, really significant because she has the ability. This is why it's so important to be picky as an influencer. She has the ability to take like some startup brand with no recognition, and overnight people are going to know who the fuck that the festival is. They're going to follow the account. Now that's on somebody's radar. So she gave them value. She gave them visibility. Where she fucked up is they didn't do their fucking homework.
Or not she, but whoever manages
Whoever
her.
approved it. It could have been her. I don't know who the fuck approved it ultimately.
Maybe her mom.
But
her mom's,
whoever it was, I mean, again, hey man, it's $250,000, bro.
Yeah.
Hey man, fuck them tickets. Fuck that festival. You getting on the plane? Hell no. But guess what? I'm going to the bank. So I don't knock her because it was worth the risk.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point is this. She was looking bad. Especially Ja Rule.
That was...
I still didn't. And then we on the Hulu one, they show him doing a podcast where where he actually has literally created the app that the whole thing was supposed to be an app.
That's the thing. If the festival hadn't been such a shit show, the app seemed to be like, it would have been a fucking amazing
That's
thing.
what I told him. But he was like, so then he said, he goes, you think agents would allow that? Well, no. But now it allows these celebrities or performers to be independent and not need that middleman, babe.
Yeah, but what are you getting hit up for? Bar mitzvahs and quinceañeras and weddings? Maybe?
Hey, if your price is right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
but
if somebody paid you a good little $50,000 just to go do some music at their quinceañera, are you gonna go?
Look, first I'm gonna start with cutting the cake, and then we're gonna do a selfie, and then we're gonna go like I'm gonna ride in the limo.
It's a package.
I'm gonna ride in the limo with the family.
Yeah. If you're gonna drop
Like,
50,000,
shit.
I'm gonna be like, oh, Chingo, you go. I just got a request for 50,000.
For 55,000, I'm gonna cry and do a speech.
I'm gonna need you to go.
I'll do the toast.
I'm be like, look,
Listen.
I'm her godfather, and I help. I know her since she was a little girl.
I will go ahead and do the VIP line for you. Okay, he's gonna be there.
That's 56,000.
Yeah. So whenever it's funny because we do get hit up.
Yeah.
Does he perform? I mean, you've seen.
Yeah.
You've seen.
Does he
No, for
DJ
sure.
weddings?
I'm like,
what?
All kinds of stuff.
It's like I get offended.
If it-
I am a nationally touring.
Well, and
headliner.
even then, when people request that, I think that in their brain they're thinking, "Oh, what can it possibly cost? $1,000?"
That's the first thing I think is
That's
that
what
there's no, they don't like, to them, there's nothing that they can like, there's no similarities to
Yeah.
anything that they know, I guess.
It's like, okay, you're asking me if he can DJ or perform at your wedding. Okay, do you know what our minimum is going to be? And you're probably not going to be able to
just
do
for
it.
me to walk out the house.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be worth it. You're wanting me to keep him from going and do a comedy show where I know we will
The
do
alcohol.
great. Or
I could be on the couch smoking weed, drinking wine.
exactly. What I'm saying is, what I'm getting at is,
Or
I get jujitsu.
yeah.
I could be at jiu-jitsu, working on my chokes.
There you go.
Nah, but anyway, it's not about me.
I know. I'm just saying what that app though. I mean,
I thought it was
like,
a cool idea.
It's like y'all trying to Ja Rule me.
So Ja Rule now is actually running this app. So he went off according to this. He created his version of it.
Really? At the end of the Netflix one, it did say what he did, but I didn't know it was the app. I didn't know he took that idea.
He took that idea, yes, and named it something different.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Maybe with like C-list, D-list motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's like, man, look, I got rent to pay, and you remember me from that one show or something.
Or somebody who didn't invest their money too.
Yeah. I was like, man, Ja Rule must have been investing real good in his career. Like, when's the last? I didn't heard of him forever.
You know what I think happened? This is what I think happened. These were some dweeb motherfuckers. That this was like the first cool black dude that they met. Like, oh, it's fucking Ja Rule and he raps. And they were just like, hey, we've got a little edge, right? Because they're like, we're techie, and this guy gives us a little bit of street cred. He's from Queens. He fucking, he fucking battled 50 Cent. 50 ended up getting shot over the shit.
He was in the Fast and the Furious.
That's what I think it was. It was like some dweeb type shit where it's like, hey, Ja, you want to roll with us? And instead of him being like, man, y'all some dweebs, bro. I can't just kick it with y'all all the time. But it was like footage after footage after footage after footage. We're like, Ja, you ain't got nothing else better to do than to be in the Bahamas with these dweeb ass motherfuckers.
Smoking cigars, drinking beer, just
doing speeches. To live life is murder.
I don't even know the last time I thought he had totally fallen off.
That's what I'm saying.
Didn't even.
I mean, kind of.
But good for him, kind of, I guess.
Nah, man, I think this is a bad look. Because you, like, Kendall stuck her neck out, but you really stuck your neck out. Like, all the way out.
Yeah, but Kendall at least made money off of it.
That's what I mean.
He's going to jail.
That's what I mean.
Or he is in jail.
And
Sorry.
he was Ja Rule?
No, Billy.
No.
Yeah, he went on Drink Champs, and he was like, yeah, it was kind of like my idea initially, overall, in general. It's like, dude, they're going to play all that back in court.
Yeah.
Your co-defendant is like, yes, keep talking. You know.
Yeah, it was
It
crazy.
was a trip.
It was fire. So
Yeah, literally.
I need to watch the Netflix one, and I wonder what Adam Scorgi
I know.
what he thinks about, if he's seen it. We didn't get to see him at Sundance. Adam
no?
Scorgi.
Yeah.
Nah.
How was that?
Cold, hectic, crowded, and cold.
I was okay. I wasn't that cold.
When you ain't got no tickets, you know, when you ain't got all the passes
But
to go do everything.
it's funny. We met a couple who told me, download the app and you'll be able to be on a waiting list. And I'm like,
to see some of the movies and
I was
shit.
like, I don't do waiting list, whatever. This sounds dumb. Like, I'm not going to do it. But my dumbass didn't know that it also tells you where to go for all the free events where that you can attend.
Not that we couldn't afford it, because we just went from talking like we're ballers like a second ago.
Okay, so speaking of that, we slept on buying the tickets because we were going to purchase the package where, like, it was like panels and I don't know how many.
Complicated.
It was like weird, and I was like, "Can you ask your friend which one I need to buy?"
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know.
My
I was
boy,
like,
he didn't end up going, but he's like, nah, man, we got you on extra pass and this, that, and the other.
so that's why I didn't end up buying them.
Gotcha.
But Salt Lake was great. It was, what, 2 sold out?
2 sold out shows.
2 sold out shows in Salt Lake
First
City.
time
Kicking it
there.
off there.
Yeah,
And
it was a
yeah,
great.
exactly. And we wanted to snowboard, but we
You didn't do that either?
We didn't have enough time. It was like, this is our off day. It's either we're going to do Sundance
Or
and like go to the
snowboard.
panel and stuff, walk around, or snowboard. And we attended. Goddamn, sorry, they're all working. They're like
Good.
they're fucking with the AstroTurf. The panel we went to, it was like HBO Latino. They had an agent up there from CAA, I believe. These are all Hispanic people. A lady from Remezcla, and then we had Beatriz from Me Too, and like the vice president, some shit of HBO Latino. But overall, in general, like this panel, it just sounded like a whole bunch of like, we just need to make outrage, and we just need a hashtag, and what about us, and you know, when are we gonna be cool, and Latinos are left out, which I get it, and I agree, but at the same time, to me, it's motivation, where it's like, instead of pointing a finger and crying, let's fucking put a dope series on YouTube. Let's fucking do some short films. Let's do some independent shit. Let's rent out the theater. And easier said than done, right?
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of it was crazy because it's like, here's the thing though, and I like try to put a little buzz in Pete's ear, but we need a platform for Latinos, right? That's almost like Issa Rae, right? Because Issa Rae has a thing where on Sundays she shows short films. Most of are black directors, black writers, and so she supports her community. We need a platform like that. You know what I'm saying? Where, like I told Chingo, I said, why don't we start something like that on your YouTube channel where we accept like scripts from other, and then you know what I'm saying? Then we kind of like, and she does another cool thing where like you pay $2 and it's like to keep her channel going so that she can fund these, you know, short films and these little mini series that she has with people who submit their stuff. So it's pretty cool because it's everybody supporting everybody in that industry. You know what I'm saying? And so it was pretty good, you know? And so I told Pete, I was like, that's something that I'm not saying Pete is the only person that could possibly do that, right? But I'm just saying I think he has the platform to where he could help those Latinos that, you know, are trying to get into the, you know, film industry or, you know, anything of, or creating a miniseries, whatever it is. I think it's a great way for us to expose and let it sit on Chingo's channel. Obviously well produced, not garbage, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. But we would have to like screen them, you know, okay, hey, you've won. 'Cause that's kind of what, if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of what Issa Rae does on her channel. So you submit, she picks, and then they film them. And then on Sunday, your stuff already has to be filmed, by the way. And then you submit it, she picks, and then on Sunday you watch it's called Short Film Sunday.
That's really cool.
Was that not creative?
Yeah. And then now they have the features on, you know, like the listeners, you get to watch the podcast, obviously the video version on Chingo's YouTube and the Facebook. And what I've been using on the Facebook page is the premieres. So you get to premiere videos. They look like, you know, we're live, but we're not really live. People can tell. And then YouTube has the same feature now too, where you can schedule videos or anything to be a premiere, and then you get like the notification that like Chingo Bling. Like if you went live on YouTube, they would get notifications Chingo's live. Now you can do the same thing like Facebook, where Chingo's premiering a new video or a new series.
So you're saying all of our podcast episodes can be a premiere on YouTube as well?
Yeah.
I saw shout out to Andrew Schultz. He also had shows at the Miami Improv. I noticed that his on the road vlog that he does, he does them like it's like Tuesdays at.
That's another thing I've been bugging him about.
What, on the road vlog? I'm gonna tell you what the road hurdles are. All right. So anyway, so I think my point is this: I'm wondering if Andrew uses the premiere function, or if he like manually is like, okay, it's Tuesday at 4 p.m. Press upload. But and yes, I agree. But I feel like we might have to just bring an extra person and that's their job. Otherwise, it's just more work for us,
right?
And it's like, you know, and it's hard to commit, just like the podcast. It's hard to like really follow through and execute properly if you're trying to do it all by yourself. It's possible, but in between working on your material,
something else suffers, right?
Yeah. It, you know,
and it's like I tell him, okay, so I can learn how to run the camera, right? But damn, I already do everything else. It's like, am I going to do the camera too? You know, it's kind of one of those things. And
this is what we need to do: start selling out theaters, and then you could just bring an extra person, no problem. Or selling out whole weekends at the improvs and stuff. That's really the fucking solution to everything.
And that's the direction
that's what we're working towards, you know?
Exactly. So yeah, I'm down.
Podcast alone, this is a good time to give the listeners a big thanks for sharing and stuff. It grew 50% just from last month.
Oh,
awesome.
Wow. Thank you, guys.
Also,
I think everybody, anytime someone tells me I love the podcast, I show...
It's
like,
so cool,
appreciate
right?
It's
like
such a cool
baby,
feeling.
watching a baby
like
grow.
yes,
Yeah, it's a good comparison.
We don't even have teeth yet, bro.
Yeah.
Like we're drooling on the podcast.
Listen, because for me, you know, whenever he started, I would, you know, as he told you, I would bug him like, hey, you need to do this. And it's the same thing. It was another job for him, you know, because again, we were trying to do a one-man thing. There's only so much I know how to do. I don't know how to work all this stuff, you know?
Like honestly, I haven't gotten in the studio. I got like tracks that are like halfway done, incomplete. My boy Eric Jaime sent me a few beats. He's like, have you heard them? I was like, man, I haven't even had a chance to sit down and just make some noise back here. But, you know, we're going to juggle and make it happen. Tonight, Joke Joint, which we might start doing so I'm going to be at the Joke Joint on the Southeast Side every Wednesday for how many Wednesdays?
Just 3. Well, I think
he
it's
has like 6 or 8.
Yeah, I think it's 8 weeks.
So for the next few Wednesdays, we're going to be at the Joke Joint, right? It's going to be like my comedy gym where I'm gonna I get to work out stuff and
Any material.
showcase other H-Town talent and different comics that I know, and make it a cool show. It could be like a happy hour thing, hump day, come out, have a drink, hang out, meet and greet and shit. But also, we might be able to do a live podcast.
Which
That was a
I'm
great
looking
idea, which
forward
my
to.
soul just had.
Yeah, we could do a live podcast from there. Maybe before the show or something.
I wish we could tour with it. That's really what I think that'd be cool to do.
bring an extra person.
Yeah, no, for sure. Sebastian was just talking about that too on Rogan. Remember, he was like,
what did he say?
"Have you done a live podcast?" Because him and his co-host, they have a show and they did a live podcast, and he was saying how his stand-up audience is dramatically different from the podcast audience.
That's cool.
And he goes, because if people listen to the podcast, maybe they love you and the show, but maybe they're not like necessarily comedy fans. They're just fans of you and the podcast. So he was just like explaining to Joe how fascinated he was, because he did four sold out shows in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And then he sold out, these live podcasts, and they're like,
Wait. Where did he do his live podcast at?
I forgot what theater it was in.
So he
We
did that
listened to
in
it.
a
I guess we
theater?
need to go back and
Yeah,
listen.
I forgot.
So he did it in a theater.
Yeah.
Live podcast in
Yeah.
a theater.
That's interesting.
And he could just tell that the audience was completely different from his stand-up shows.
I'm curious to see too, because we don't really know. I posted on my Facebook page as well, right? And it was crazy I always tell them, like, it's amazing to me how many people don't really listen to podcasts. I guess because we take for granted that we do, right?
Right.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's normal. It's a normal thing for us. But so many people are like, hey, where do I listen to this? Or how do I download this?
Or, ¿qué es eso?
Or, yeah, what is
Podcast.
that? What is a
Yeah.
podcast? And I kind of have to explain, because I'll post our stuff on there.
Podcast. ¿Qué es
And
eso?
then so then it's kind of like explaining to them what it is. But it's really cool, because people that I know wouldn't normally jump on a podcast are now curious to know what is a podcast, and they're
¿Qué
listening.
chingados es un podcast?
And I was telling him, I've had so many people, so many women DM me and say,
You should
I
start your
love
own.
it. Yeah, no. Well, that too.
The what?
She
To
should start her own.
Oh yeah,
We've
yeah, for
talked
sure.
about
Yeah,
that,
for sure.
but they love the podcast, and I said, really, it's crazy, because I guess to me, I just feel like we're just kind of having a conversation, but to them, it's like, we really like what y'all talk about, and that's one thing I was worried about. I was like, I don't want to be your co-host. I'm usually behind the scenes. I take care of everything in the back office, and it just kind of worked out, I guess, right?
People love this, and I said this last time, and I keep saying it, like, y'all are literally introducing this to your audience, like what it is, how to get it, what we do on it, and the interest is growing, like slow, like a snowball, is just like growing, like, oh my god, this is so cool, we get to listen to the Blings talk every week, or they have a guest, and there's like so much buzz around like you having a podcast, because they haven't had anyone else introduce it to them, and you're kind of like the Oprah that's doing it.
Cabrón. You know what's interesting, speaking of like new shit, is I had a glass of wine up on stage in Miami, and when I was done, Midnight Louise, they were like, man, like, you on some other shit, bro. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like you be drinking wine and shit. Like most motherfuckers don't drink wine. And I'm like, okay, so what are you trying to say? Like, I'm too advanced or weird, different? What the fuck? I'm on some other shit. But it's almost like you said, man, not everybody's up on podcasts.
No.
Not everybody drinks wine.
Did you try that 19 Crimes?
Yes.
What'd you
last
think?
night. It was good. It was delicious. It was good. And I looked at the app that you sent me, and
Yeah.
I noticed that I can hover it over the label, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to, like, it comes alive, or it tells
Yeah.
you something.
Is that the one I ordered?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You by chance you just
I
randomly?
just randomly picked it.
Yeah.
Well, people hit me up. People DM me like, that's a good one.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
you know how I picked it? I like the packaging.
So in the
One
packaging,
of the 4 P's of marketing.
yeah, it goes even further, because it's every bottle is embedded with a story from that person and the crime that they committed. It's a historical
How
thing
with the app.
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So I'm gonna do it. In a
Awesome,
little bit,
yeah.
and we'll figure it
I want
out.
to see that. Yeah, it's dope.
So joke joint tonight. I'm not too sure. I need to get on my phone in a minute and confirm which comedians are gonna stop by. But I put the invite out there, and
And
gonna be
we
interesting.
want it to be something that people will stop by and hang out on Wednesday nights. Hey, I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
I want to stop by
Yeah, I wanna
and
make
watch and watch somebody make me laugh.
I want to give it that Comedy Store vibe, where it's like, dude, there's gonna be, again, it's Houston. It's our comedy scene is different than LA.
and we're so spread out, because people from Katy may not want to drive to the southeast.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I saw a meme just before I got here. Houston is an hour away from Houston.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. I need to screenshot that one.
yeah.
Speaking of other shit, I've been before we go into the Q&A,
Yeah.
I've been reading up in that Tim Ferriss book, The 4 Hour Body, where he starts breaking down different types of bacteria and stuff you have like in your gut biome or whatever. And we talked about this last time with people with eczema and how what you're eating.
Yeah.
Anyway, I heard there's like this good bacteria and a bad bacteria, and basically like lean people are gonna have more of the good bacteria, and then conversely, obese or people like that are gonna have the bad bacteria. And I used to fuck with Splenda and like diet drinks and shit like that until I read, because people say Splenda's bad, it's worse than sugar, but it's like, okay, bitch.
I used to always tell them that.
Yeah, but it's like you can't just drop that on me and not explain why. I need the reason. I used to
tell them it's the chemicals in the Splenda.
Okay, that does what? I'm about to tell you. Because people will be like, that's worse than the and it's like, yeah, but this tea is super bland or whatever. Supposedly, the shit in Splenda kills a lot of your good bacteria. So I didn't know that, like serotonin and certain stuff that's good for, like an antidepressant and all this
sleep, all
good,
that.
Healthy shit. You probably know more about it than I do.
Starts in your stomach?
Starts in your stomach. They say 95% of it is coming from your stomach. They call your stomach the second brain, and only 5% is actually coming from your brain. So long story short, you might be depressed. You might be fatigued. You might have all these things going on, and you're just like, man, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's like, dude, you need some fucking probiotics. Fuck with that yogurt. We need to go buy some kimchi today.
Oh, puro pinche probiotics.
Ah, huevo. Because I read the shit and I was like...
Is it good?
Yeah, all that shit's great. Like kombucha.
No, I'm saying, was that good? The one I've never had it before.
What?
The yogurt, the white little thing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. It's pretty good. It's filling. It has protein. However, it does have some sugar. So if you're like super anti-sugar, it's more protein than sugar. It's not sweet at all. So I'm kind of like... What would it taste like?
I prefer sugar in the raw, so that's kind of what I would buy. And there's stevia there also, and there's Splenda there also.
But I don't know if stevia falls under the artificial.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't
stevia
at
does
all?
Not.
At all?
I don't know.
I thought
if
Splenda
at all.
was stevia.
No.
Stevia comes from a plant.
Yeah.
Well, I need to look up to see how stevia affects fucking bacteria.
Stevia is not even in the same category as...
Is there anything bad about stevia? Like, did it try to throw a festival in the Bahamas? Anything?
What they say about all those sweeteners is that it's tricking your brain. So they still say it can be bad because it's making your body think that you do have sugar in it.
So I've heard that a lot of what he just said, that it's associated with weight gain. So even though it's not actually sugar, it's doing something tricky. But anyway, I just want to put the word out in case you want to do your own research.
Yeah. Monk fruit's another good sweetener. Monk fruit's a really good sweetener. It doesn't taste chemically, and it comes from a root.
Which is, I was telling him, which is the reason why if you eat too many sugar-free candies, what happens?
You fucking want more.
No, where do you end up?
She's saying
in the
gives you the
restroom.
runs.
It gives you the runs because of the, but yeah.
Well, the main thing I heard that about was like, what are those? It was a certain type of chip. It was like oleo. It's an ingredient called oleo or something that they put in. I don't know if it's baked chip products, but
the kettle chips.
No, it's not kettle chips. It's like some like weird fat-free Oreo or some like shit that they put in that stuff in certain candies. And I heard that you could Google it. Like, what's the thing that makes you doo-doo?
So at the same time, Rogan had on some really smart guy last week, and he was talking about all that, the sweeteners and the aspartame and like diet sodas and stuff. And this guy's like a Harvard fucking genius. He's like, it's bad for you, sure, but is it gonna kill you? Apparently, the studies that they did on mice, they had given them so much aspartame that a human could never consume that much. So he's like, if it was really that bad, people would be dying from diet soda overdoses all the time. It's like, it's really not that bad. Just don't drink it all day long.
Well, right now I'm concerned about this gut bacteria. So
gut flora.
Yeah, so my point is this: I don't use Equal. What's the pink one? Sweet and Low.
Sweet and Low. Equal.
I don't really fuck with Sweet and Low because it tastes chemically anyway. Yeah. It tastes real, nasty to me anyway.
I don't do any of it. But I don't like soda, and
it's a peppermint mocha.
Yeah. The peppermint mocha has shitload of sugar. But the season's over, so we're done with that. But if he has a soda, I'll be like, hey, can I have a sip of yours? I'll take 2 sips.
We do the same thing. We split like one Coke Zero.
Yeah, like. I don't even like the Coke Zero.
What do they put in Coke Zero? Which one is that? The phenylclings, the PHY and
I don't know, honestly.
I don't know that.
Someone's
I don't know
like screaming at it's fucking fentanyl.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't. My babysitter loves the. I keep them here because she's all about them Coke Zeros,
Coke
bro.
Zero.
So like my daughter, my 10-year-old, she was getting these canker sores a lot, and the doctor said she needed more like acidophilus, which is a bacteria for the gut. I think it's a probiotic or whatever.
Which wise we have those probiotic little.
It's a prebiotic.
Oh, it's a pre. See, this is a good doctor, man. He's like, that's not a pro, it's a pre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's different ones. I don't know. Rob knows the pre's and the pros.
Well, there's some good chewables. Like if you can't get her to drink something or consume something or a yogurt or whatever that has pro and pre's, they have some really good chewables at HEB. They're in the like where the almond milk is and shit. You have to keep it refrigerated.
I have to keep her pills refrigerated.
Yeah.
The
I know which ones
acidophilus.
you're talking about.
Really good chewables.
Hers have to stay refrigerated.
So the
too.
pre's help make the pros.
Pretty much. It's like the foundation of the gut flora is prebiotics and probiotics. And some of it's like micronutrients and macronutrients. Some people forget about the potassium and the iron and all that, which is
That's why I fuck with Athletic Greens.
There you go.
And we were talking about this while we were stretching at Urban Jungle. They were talking about one guy said, I sweat so much from these classes that I get cramps. And then someone's like, you probably need more salt than that.
in the
person.
summertime.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they were talking about salt, and I'm like, well, you know, all salt ain't equal. Like I heard that regular table salt is bullshit because they took all the minerals out of it that's natural from the ocean, and then they sell it to you like, oh, your fucking cereal's fortified with minerals.
So we have $20
It's like, bitch,
salt in our.
The Himalayan sea salt?
the
Hell
pink
yeah,
Himalayan.
of course.
I was gonna get the little one, but she's like, might as well go big.
I mean, if you're gonna get the small one, it's gonna run down. Then what's gonna happen?
Exactly.
You go spend. So I said, just get the big one. It'll last.
and then when we time to check out, like, God damn, why is this shit $120? Like, we only bought.
It's funny. People are like, and even Mickey now. When we want to hang out, we have nothing to do. We go to Whole Foods, and that's where we go hang out. I don't know why
It's an expensive habit.
Yeah.
I don't know why we love to do that, but
It's like
we
one
just
juice,
sit there.
one
It's like,
pastry.
okay, what do you want? Cool.
$85.
But it's like our hangout. It's so funny that we sit there and just like we'll eat there. Obviously,
In the little restaurant area?
in the
that they
little
have?
restaurant
we'll
area, and we
chit-chat.
just chit chat and hang out,
Be
and
present,
it's cool.
stay
And
off the phone.
we'll kind of be out, just
You know, you
be,
can drink while you walk around and shop?
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
best.
yeah.
Drink what?
Wine,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
You can have a wine glass?
Yeah,
Bruh.
Why the fuck
Yeah.
nobody told me this?
because we go and we're gonna go eat, and then we have a green like
Oh.
some juice or whatever there. But
We were just talking about how fun day drinking is, though.
I know.
Day drinking.
Yeah, but I drink wine, bro.
Yeah, just go get
beer-
wine.
I do a little bit of beer, but sometimes I get too bloated, I think, on beer. I think. I don't know, man.
I like
I'm
beer
old.
with crawfish.
Oh, it's coming
It's
up.
like, I know.
So there's this place, and I don't want to give out any names, give them some free promo, but that Don loves in Sugarland, and it's like all you can eat every Sunday. Last year, we went, I shit you not, almost every Sunday from like March to like August.
Oh wow! It starts pretty much in the middle, at the end of February,
Is it
right?
like one of
It's
those
like the
boiling
peak
the-
season.
yeah.
Is that like the Asian spices, like boiling the bags? With
Yeah,
the
like
corn and all that? Or?
This she I don't like crawfish. I literally go have a burger.
doesn't care for it
yeah.
either.
I literally just
It's like
have
too much
beers.
work.
It is, and you can get whatever. She's like, the sauce is so good or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care for it, but apparently this dude has like the best recipe. They make it right there. They have the little Mexicans, cooking it up, and the dude that owns it is like Middle Eastern and has this like real like specific recipe for the spice.
Bro, when
where-
I was pregnant, it was crawfish season also, and I was craving it, and I said, "Man, I know I shouldn't because I'm about to."
Dude, her feet from the sodium.
I know.
It looked like Nutty
No,
Professor.
it looked like
Scary.
It looked like someone went like.
Little sausage
like-
toes.
No
sticking out.
thanks.
I told him, I was like, "Please massage my
Like you
feet."
touch it.
Like it would just.
And you just
It was
see
that
white.
bad, and that was the only time I ate it. And it's funny because I asked my midwife. I said, "Is it okay if I eat crawfish?" She goes, "It's
Yeah.
kind of like your decision whether or not." And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna risk it." And I did it, and it was like my face was swollen, my hands like I couldn't wear my wedding ring during.
That's
It
so
was
funny.
like it was bad, right, babe?
I had a friend who was wearing her. She went with us, and she got immediately like halfway through the eating the meal. She couldn't take her ring off. She got scared. She's like, "It's gonna cut the circulation off my finger."
Yeah, I panic like that too sometimes when I'm high, and then that's why I'll move it to my right because I don't know what happened to my left finger one time. But anyway, I'll move it
You
to my right.
jammed it and at jiu-jitsu.
Something.
You were wearing your ring.
I think that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But for a while, see,
Hmm?
see,
It's dangerous wearing your ring.
Yeah, I know. I never say don't.
Yeah, but it's dangerous not having that motherfucker on.
He's scared to lose it. That's the
I'm
thing.
scared she gonna kill me.
And I just leave it. We had the rubber ones too to
But
work out
those,
in, but
my
man, my
skin
skin started getting weird.
Rashy.
Really? I just keep seeing these ads for some other ones that are like they breathable and they don't create any kind of skin irritation.
Oh,
Or
really?
it's like, I'm still married.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the fuck I got on my fingers. Nah.
Just get a tattoo.
That's actually what I want.
You know what? Coach Bob got some cool tattoos, and I might put Penny and Solo's name on myself.
What?
But you know, cause she'll be like, oh, why you don't got our names? It's like, man, I need like the right artist. You know?
That's his excuse
I
every
can't
time.
no boo boo artist.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the guys there have some good tattoos. They know some good artists that
Who?
work at the
Who?
gym at Main Street.
Yeah, Bob's are pretty cool.
What does
you
he
know, I'm
have?
fuck around looking like, what's the name? Maroon 5 and his bitch.
Oh, did y'all watch Super Bowl?
Yeah, he got uncomfortable. I was like, oh man, is he about to strip? I was like, Jesus Christ, something else coming off? I was like, God damn, can I watch the
It
game,
was
bro?
so funny.
It's like, I don't even
And they're
know.
clowning that poor guy's
Like
tattoos.
he picked him off the wall.
Yeah.
Did you see that meme?
I did.
It's like fat baby angel, California. It was
What?
like
It had like a price
random
next to it.
butterfly.
Yeah.
He had like a tramp stamp on the side of it. Bro, what's up with that butterfly?
I know. I said, did he
Jesus
have a
Christ.
butterfly? I was like, okay, that's interesting.
I'm not a fan, so
Yeah, I don't
They
think
got a
so.
lot of flack for their performance. That you know, especially with
everybody.
all the controversy, you know, behind like Kaepernick and everything.
Yeah.
There was a lot of controversy. Just like saying it was bland.
Mhm.
Travis Scott mumbled for half a verse.
Yeah.
Big Boy, they were like, quítate Big Boy, and that supposedly that they're saying like you saw more of Homeboy's knuckle tattoos than you saw of the band members. Like it was just him the whole time. They kept it super safe, and those drones with lanterns that looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which
It was kind of lackluster.
It was all right,
Yeah.
I guess. It wasn't, I mean, there's been way better performance. And then they were talking about the whole thing is it a double standard because when Janet Jackson showed a little bit of skin,
Yeah,
they made a big deal.
I liked
yeah.
Janet's wardrobe malfunction
Yeah.
way better.
100%.
It was a way more live entertain. I mean, it didn't purposely happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what I just didn't ever understand why that was such a big deal. It's like, did she literally, she didn't, so
She
it's
probably
kind-
did on purpose. This is the part that fucked me up. You're in Atlanta. You got a motherfucking, what you call a band?
Marching band.
They had a motherfucking all-white marching band in Atlanta. Atlanta.
I even told you that. I was like, I saw, no offense, white
They should
people who
have
listen.
the TSU band, somebody.
And I was like, I saw all white people in the band. I said, they got a white band?
in
I
Atlanta.
was like, oh, that's interesting.
That was a jab just for all the controversy. Like, we're going to have a white marching band.
That was some MAGA shit right there. They
Yeah.
were like, you know what? Oh, y'all want to kneel? Check this out. Find me an all-white marching band. An all-white choir.
Dude, speaking of, I wanted to ask y'all, just see the homeboy from Empire? Was it? They got jumped in Chicago?
Yeah.
Well,
then
they said that's fake.
Yeah.
Was it really
I
fake?
don't-
It
Chingo,
still
what
hasn't
do you-
come out.
Yeah, what do you
This
think?
is how I know it's fake. What's her name? P. Henson? What's her name? P. Henson.
Tashara. I don't know how to pronounce her
The
name.
actress from Empire. She
okay.
plays Cookie. I don't watch the show.
I don't
but
either.
That's all I know. We're about to get the name.
I know.
P. Henson.
Sorry.
Okay.
So she is out she's promoting what? She's in a movie? She's in a movie, right? And of course she was on Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest. They're like,
Taraji.
hey. Taraji P.
Taraji.
Henson,
That's
of
right.
course. In Atlanta. So Taraji P. Henson was out promoting her thing. And they're like, hey, so Jussie, what's her name? Jussie Millette was recently attacked. And da-da-da. And, how do you... And she was like, look, what did she say? She was just like, it's crazy. Like,
I didn't even see that.
almost like he be lying sometimes. What was her response? So it was kind of like,
She's
hey,
like,
love gonna win every time.
Yeah.
Kind of like tip-tat, like politician.
Tiptoeing around it, yeah.
She could have been like, look, man, the people that attacked him, the people that threw the bleach on him, the people that had the noose, the people that we got the footage. And she was just like, he be, Jussie be
A little
making
extra,
shit up. He
a little
be
No, he-
compulsive.
And then did you hear the whole thing about Liam Neeson?
And then he performed.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the whole
Well,
thing about
I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Me either, see?
Okay, hold on. Here's the question. Did you see the footage of what he said when he said it? You saw him say it?
No, they just did a
was the
recap.
audio.
Yeah.
Did you hear him say it?
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't. All we heard was his response, which was like, look, you know, there's a lot of division right now. We need dialogue. And I heard that part.
Okay.
I didn't hear the...
I wish I had hooked up. I'd play it for you.
Put your phone on speaker.
Yeah, mate. I'll find it. But it's okay. You heard it, though, right, Sol?
Yeah. I heard on Good Morning America.
The actual...
The footage, yes. She played it.
The audio.
Yeah,
okay,
the audio.
Okay.
She didn't play the whole thing. It was just like what he said about, you know... And she's like, as a black woman, what's her name from Good Morning America? I haven't been able to figure it out.
The lady that beat cancer?
Mm-hmm. Why can't I think of her name? Man, it's like...
I'll tell you a story. This is true. I'm not going to use any names, but I was away and I came back and she told me she had been raped. But she handled the situation of the rape in the most extraordinary way. But my immediate reaction was... I asked, did she know who it was? No. What colour were they? She said it was a black person. I went up and down areas with a cosh, hoping I'd be approached by somebody. I'm ashamed to say that. And I did it for maybe a week, hoping some black bastard would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, you know, so that I could kill him. I'll tell you a story.
Just a black bastard, not the. It's just anybody.
Yeah.
He was basically, and what he explained was basically because Robin, that's her name, Robin, I was like, what the fuck? Asked, so you didn't ask any other questions? You just asked what he goes, no, of course I asked, was he tall? Was he fat? You know what I'm saying? He got a general description, but they're focusing on the black part.
Yeah.
Oh, but you said a black person. And then he said, yeah, I walked around the neighborhood looking for the guy that she described, not just any black guy. So she was like, so you were going to kill any black guy? She goes, he's like, no, the black guy that she described. You see what I'm saying?
The
like,
crazy thing is that was his response. And they're like, what's your favorite color? And he's just like, no, I'm going to tell you a story. It's like, whoa, that's not even what we just asked. When's your tour? When does the movie come out?
So he volunteered that information. That's kind of what they were saying. It's like, you brought it up, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like,
Let me
no
tell
one
you a
asked
story.
you about it. And then, so he, you know, usually he was out there promoting his movie, right? I told people
He started taking his
once,
character too serious. Right?
Right.
Like, I am taken.
not once did they talk about the movie on the Good Morning America. Then he goes on Kelly and Ryan, right? Ryan
Off
starts
top.
asking him off top about this thing. He goes,
Out the
hey,
gate.
I'm done talking about it. I just talked about it this first half. Let's talk about the movie. Because that's what he's there for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is to promote his movie.
However, I just heard the footage, the tape, and he did say, I was just for a week walking around, hoping a black bastard would come out of a pub
Sure
and
sounds like a
just
pirate.
make a go out of it. It's like, wait, bro, it sounds like you want any black dude to step to you. That's what it sounded like to me. She said, I just went and hoped that a black bastard came out of a pub and
Yeah.
wanted to take a go with me.
For sure. He had some self-awareness in there when he's like, and I'm ashamed to say, I was so angry that
Yeah, he said,
yeah,
you know?
some black dude,
Unfortunately, I was temporarily racist.
40 years ago.
The way when I first saw his I guess the little shitstorm that I saw brewing on TV of him trying to clean it up and explain, to me it just seemed like that old man on your block that you never knew was racist. But it took your football landing in his yard to be like, oh, you black bastard. It's like, oh shit, Mr. Nielsen down the street kind of old school. Like
he's like Clint Eastwood.
he trying to make it great again and not in a good way.
Get off my lawn. It was crazy.
State
But
of the Union.
Yeah.
Same time,
It's all right.
again,
I
it's
didn't
like,
think it
whatever.
was a big deal either. It was like, who
No.
gives a
What if
fuck?
he'd have said, and build the wall? At the end.
He's
I was
not
hoping
even,
that a
he's not
brown
even
bastard.
American.
No.
Or
A
he's,
brown
what is he?
bastard.
Uh,
Irish or
Irish?
Scottish?
Yeah, Scottish.
he talked about it. He's like, yeah, where I
Australia.
grew up in Ireland, and, there was trouble everywhere. It was just very poor part of, the
Yeah.
country.
But there were no black bastards.
He made sure of it.
It sounded kind of racist, bro.
Yeah.
Okay,
It sounded a
Chingo.
little racist, a little bit.
I still like
But here-
Taken.
but
I'm still a
here-
fan.
but Here's my thing, though.
Same here.
Here's my thing. The point is this. You know what the political climate is like. You know how the media is. You're just going to bring up black bastard.
He
Out the
was just
blue?
explaining what he felt because this movie supposedly is about revenge. So he was kind of referencing his revenge experience. So how he one time he obviously used the wrong story, but that's what how he was trying to tie the two together. This movie's about revenge. It goes like in a dark end, blah blah blah.
Look at Chingo thinking.
And then he kind of talked about the one time he felt anger and.
So what if
wanted
he
to
said?
get
What if
rid
he
of
said this? My friend was, raped, and I asked her, what was he? And she said it was a fucking Mexican. So I walked around Home Depots, or like looking for the first fucking Mexican to fuck with me. And hey, you wanna take a go at it? Then would you be mad?
No.
Fucking Mexican. Or if he said that,
No,
fucking,
but he didn't say a fucking black guy. He
He
just said
said
a black guy.
He said a black
Black
bastard.
bastard. Yeah.
Black Mexican bastard.
Nah.
What if he just stepped to Rob and Rob's like, "Can I have your autograph?" And he just punched the shit out of Rob. You remind me
Well,
of
that's
a guy.
a whole different thing.
Yeah, how dare he?
He had a beard like Rob.
I watched Taken 3 times. Why'd you hit me? Another note.
Joke joint tonight.
Joke joint tonight. Every Wednesday for the next 8 weeks.
Probiotics, bacteria, gut flora.
Eat your yogurt and kombucha. Oh, by the way, I got a friend
Keeping
who owns
coffee.
a kombucha
Kimchi.
company. I'm going to bring you a bunch of kombucha.
Oh,
Dude.
see, I told you.
Okay, I literally today was like, we need a fucking because I drank her kombucha. We got 3. I drank 2 out of 3 because I don't know if she subscribes to the gut flora idea yet. Because Tim
I like
Ferriss.
to savor mine, and so I like to drink a little bit, and then I save the other half.
I'm a chugger.
He's a chugger, so I like to have. Same thing with my coffee. This is the same coffee that I've had since this morning. I like to sip my shit throughout the day because that's just kind of how I roll, right?
Because you're a brown bastard.
Soul rations
Want to
it.
take a go at it, and I am ashamed to say that.
So I had a kombucha, and then I left half of it, and then I come back, and the
I
other
drank
half
that
is
hoe.
gone. I'm like,
I was like, "Whoop! Should have
I
got your
was looking
probiotics."
If y'all want, so the brewery is out in downtown Richmond. And it's right next to a really cool, the only real coffee shop in the area too, which I think y'all would love. If you want to tour the brewery, he does tours too.
Oh.
So the big
Damn.
tanks and all the scobies that are the scobies are the size of this table.
What's the SCOBY?
It's the bacteria that all the kombucha comes from. He sells those on Amazon too for people that want to start their own homebrew kits.
see, every time I go to the midwife, she has this monthly meetup for women. There's a lady there who makes hers.
Yeah.
And she brings a whole jar, and it's crazy.
Yep.
It just all the little bacteria
Yep.
in there.
So at
It's
the very top of it is the SCOBY. It's an acronym for what it stands for, but it's the bacteria that the yeast and the whatever kind of organic natural sugar you use kind of make the brew. It's fascinating stuff, and if you ever want to tour a kombucha factory,
Well, first, I would love a sample, or if I need to buy a case, show love. And maybe they can be a sponsor, but whatever it's going to take to keep some kombucha in my fridge.
yeah, man, for sure. We'll keep this little fridge in here stocked 100%. And he
yeah.
offers flavors too, seasonal flavors and regular flavors. Or if you just like regular yerba mate, you mix it out of that yerba mate base.
They have a yerba mate kombucha?
Yeah.
So it gets you kind of hype?
Yeah,
It's
it's got some caffeine in there. Yeah, the base of most of them are yerba mate tea, or black tea and yerba mate.
I've seen it at Whole Foods, but I never tried that one. I always like
It's like 2 dope things.
I like Urban Jungle where we go. They always have them, so I always get the hibiscus one.
I was going to get one today, but I also wanted to hide because I hadn't gone to jiu-jitsu in a while. So I was like,
Which he just discovered there's a jiu-jitsu morning class that now he can for sure make it to.
Holla.
because in the evenings it
It's
gets
tough.
crazy.
Yeah.
And my nanny reminds me, ya no karate. Le está sacando el karate. El traje del karate.
She clowns him because he doesn't
Es
get it.
martes, ¿qué pasó? Ah,
She's like, hey, I washed you. I washed.
nah. Ya no quiere ir, ya no quiere ir. Tiene miedo. Le está sacando.
She's hilarious.
It's like,
And he doesn't even know what to say. He's like,
No.
no, es porque.
no, Luisa, es que, the fence, and I had to paint the fence. Es que las rodillas, y es que soy brown bastard, y no puedo. Es que joke joint tonight, y no se va a poder.
Every Wednesday,
Every
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Yeah. Might even podcast.
8 o'clock.
Kombucha on day.
We'll let y'all know for the date for the live podcast then,
Yeah.
right? We'll promote it too on
Yeah,
the
for sure.
IG page.
Fuck it, right? Give it a
So
shot.
should we go into the questions?
Yeah,
yes.
let's do
Oh, wait. Last thing. 21 Savage.
Free him.
Free him.
Yeah. Yeah, people were trying to give him a hard time and shit. Like, oh, he should have been more forthcoming and honest with, you know, his deportation status or whatever. But that's not some shit you want to be telling motherfuckers.
I just don't even
you're gonna have the
see
feds
it
in your
either.
business.
I don't know.
But it's interesting. It's one of the, you know, the internet, man. They make
I don't really
memes.
care. Let me watch what I say here. If you're here illegally and you're working, right?
21 Savage is contributing to society.
Right.
He's here working.
So if you're working, I mean...
And before that, he had that work. So either way, he was working.
Oh, no, that's just my thing.
Unless you're a brown bastard.
All right. We're segueing into the questions now.
Yeah. 21 Savage, man. His new album's pretty tight.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't got to it yet. At J_Galicia9.
Whoa.
What's a career project that you've always wanted to do but haven't had the chance to start yet?
Career project. You know, I can't give y'all what I'm working on, but we definitely want to do more, just more other business stuff. I mean, show business is great, but you know, trying to do more real estate and maybe finally really dive into the food side and you know, make it you know, something cool that we can promote and offer some good stuff and have people have a place.
My private recipe.
You know,
for Café de
maybe you
Olla.
might have Café de Olla on the menu. There's some other items that we're experimenting with, but yeah, I can't wait, and I want to take my time with that because I don't want it to be no fire fest, you know, flash in the pan like, man, ain't no Café de Olla, you know, because on the gram, you know, we ran out, but we got these tents though. You brown bastard. Stuff like that, yeah, definitely like something food related, something like brick and mortar type stuff. Definitely like more real estate.
Okay, all right.
Kurt.
At my 3 dads.
Got him.
It's 2019. Open your mind. I'm just kidding. As a parent, name a time when the student, end quotes, niños, became the teacher.
Oh shit! With my daughter, with her slime business.
Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to purchase some.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach her about like you got to have a consistent recipe and you know wholesale versus retail. And I was quizzing her. I was like, what's gross profit versus net profit or whatever. But
and we try to explain it to her, like, you need to pay yourself back for what you spent. You didn't profit, like, you know what I'm saying, you didn't make the whole 20, you got to put back, you know what I'm saying. And so she's like, well, but what y'all don't understand is she's always got
glue costs money.
Yeah. She's always got an answer for.
But not everyone wants the same food coloring.
Yeah.
Dad. And it's like, relax. But an example is like she had a sleepover. She had a little friend come over. And then at the end of the trip, my daughter came up with $20. I'm like, where'd you get that $20? She's like, my friend bought slime. I'm like, which friend? The one that spent the night? I'm like, damn, you got an Airbnb going on? Like a hot, what is like?
We like dabbed her. We're like,
bread and,
that's what I'm
what is
talking
it?
about.
Bread and breakfast?
Bread and breakfast.
Bread and breakfast.
Bread and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast.
I was like, geez, man, you hustling.
Funny. Marisol's talking to the mic like DJ Envy on the side.
On the side. Over here, you know, on the side. Over here, you know, over here with it.
Because I feel like I'm not talking like this if I do it that way.
Brand bastard.
Let me see if I can get this. AB the Ambassador. Your top 3 books you read last year.
Oh shit. I need to finish some of these motherfuckers. 4 Hour Body goes hard. I just ordered a physical copy because
nice.
The iPad version, I'm old, I guess.
I was trying to. That was me. I purchased it that way because I was trying to like not buy any more like books because we are like book collectors. I hate it. So
I got some cool audiobooks too.
Yeah,
and then
see, I like to touch my book and flip the pages.
Well, last year, Ready Player One was dope because I was doing too many self-help type books, and it was like too many messages, and I just wanted to use my imagination and read for fun. And then audiobook, I need to finish Charlemagne's. It's about anxiety. It's called Shook Ones. My mind's playing tricks on me, and it's cool how he really promotes getting therapy and just being in tune with like anxiety and all this stuff that in the hip hop community and shit in the hood, you know, motherfuckers don't really. It's like, what therapy? You weak, dog. You soft. What you mean therapy? You know, you're supposed to hit this blunt. You know, sip this kombucha one time. So that one's pretty cool. And then, well, fuck, he asked for 3, but The Millionaire Next Door, that's a cool ass book.
Oh, I've never read that one.
Millionaire recommended it on his Instagram. I have the audio book, and the reader sucks. So I think the book might be better because the audio guy is kind of. But they break down like actual millionaires. It'll tell you like.
Oh, you showed her that one on like an actual hard copy, so I can read.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool because it basically says like the dude with the Rolex and the BMW and the $5,000 suit is probably in debt, and that's not what millionaires actually look like or live like. It's like it's usually a little family. They might have like a little plumbing business or something. They're first generation millionaires. They live well beneath their means, and they save and they invest. And they're not the biggest house on the block. They could have gotten something way bigger, but they're just
I think
smart.
that's sometimes what people think about us when they see us rolling the Honda.
Or like how it said in the paper, out of the third ward fixer upper. I was like, God damn, that's how you. And I was like, wait, I might have mentioned like fixer upper off the mic or something. But yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah. What'd y'all think of that article?
I honestly, man, I was on the road and I just took screenshots. I think I read our portion. It was dope. I mean, I thought it was cool that that they're highlighting. To me, it's almost like, hey, these are hip hop dudes. This is like not what you think of.
Yeah, for
when
sure.
you think of podcasters. But even with my live act, like my comedy set, I talk about a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff. Like, hey, I used to be Chingo Bling, but and just talking about making that transition and how I used to rap, and now I got kids and shit.
Sipping on kombucha.
Yeah, like my boy, like, man, wine, man, what the fuck? Wine.
Wine's good,
Some
man.
other shit.
I love
wine.
Yes, yeah.
I love wine because other stuff, sometimes it just, you get a headache or you end up dehydrated.
It's funny because when he and I first started dating, that was my thing to do before going to bed. And I think he was trying to go too hard on the wine, and you woke up with a headache. Remember? Yeah, and he was like, "Damn, wine makes my head hurt." I was like, "No, it doesn't."
I was like, you red bastard. It's good. I fucks with wine.
You got to use that app, Vivino.
So which type of wine you like? Cabernets, Pinots?
Pinots, cabs are good too.
Pinot what? Noir?
Yeah.
Because Grigio's white, right?
Right.
I learned that the hard way.
Don't like whites,
Because
really.
you bought the wrong one.
I was like, oh, Pinot. Yeah, let me get a Pinot. And then I poured it. I was like, bitch, you cleared bastard.
We call that angel piss.
Angel piss.
White wine's just no good.
Really?
Like, I don't even like champagne, really.
Ooh, me either. I don't like that bubbly stuff.
It's like dry.
Mimosa's
but sweet.
okay,
Those will give you a headache because all the sugar,
The
right?
orange juice,
Alright.
yeah.
I don't like margaritas either.
You'll get hungover.
Margaritas are...
Nah, it's way too much sugar for me.
Well, it depends. Do you like them like frozen sugary ones or like on the rocks type?
I'll do both, but I do like on the rocks. Like I love tequila though.
Yeah. Well, I fucks with tequila.
I like to sip my
I
tequila.
fucks with tequila, but I sip it. I'm not finna do a whole bunch of shots
Yeah.
on stage like fans be thinking.
What we'll do is get those little like the Mio little squirt things, and sometimes mix, to make our own like real healthy margaritas. Just like a shot of tequila and then like a squirt of like the fruit
A
punch
splash of
or
whatever. See, that's what I do. I do vodka with a splash of cranberry.
And then you sip it?
with topo, yeah.
Oh,
and a little bit of topo.
See,
gives it
that's
some of the
different.
bubbly.
That's not a regular margarita. That's
Yeah.
gross. Like
And
regular margaritas.
like
are
hella
gross.
lime juice in that bit? Like you squeeze limes in it?
Yeah, lime, yeah. It's really good.
Well, you know,
we have tequila. We
have
should
you
try
ever
that.
had a for real?
Damn.
I actually need to probably go cop another bottle. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Let's do
Have you
it.
ever had a paloma? Which is, if I'm not mistaken, what the fuck is that, a drone?
No, they're cutting that lady's
Okay,
tree.
I think a paloma is a tequila and squirt,
Oh, okay.
something like
I
that.
like squirt.
Me either.
Well, in Mexico, man, they fucks with tequila and squirt. And then have you ever had a perro salado?
Perro salado, yeah, I've had that with the toronja, right?
It's like grapefruit
Yeah.
juice.
Mm.
And
I don't like
and
grapefruit.
what, tequila?
I do.
Oh, fuck
I
with
didn't
grapefruit.
like it either until I did bodybuilding, by the way, because it was on my
I've
menu
heard
and
that.
I had to
I've heard
have
that
it.
from a lot of competitors, yeah.
I used to hate it. That and
Cottage cheese.
no, I love cottage cheese. I've liked it.
They
before.
do a lot in that bodybuilding?
Yeah,
Oh,
cottage
shit,
cheese.
really?
Yeah, and but I like sweet potatoes. I didn't like them
love
before.
yeah.
Is that a prebiotic or a probiotic? Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese? I would say it's a probiotic.
Pro.
I
Because it's
think.
fermented.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to go get some kimchi right now, dog.
We should get some cottage cheese. I love cottage cheese.
We have some recipes. It's cottage cheese based. So from like Dawn's last show, like 2 years ago. Lane Norton, do you know who Lane Norton is? Was her super like science fucking coach or whatever. Doctor, also a fitness coach, powerlifter, whatever. Gave us some. She was doing her prep with him. One of my favorite things that she was making was like a cottage cheese based like mousse. It was like it almost tasted like
What, like protein powder?
It's like protein powder, cottage cheese, and a couple of other things, and it tastes like Reese's peanut butter cup mousse.
Man, send me that.
Bro,
Oh
it
my
is
God.
so goddamn good.
Well, I'm not
I
supposed to
bet
fuck.
Dawn's food was so good, even when she was prepping, because she knows all. I hated my
'cause she's
chicken
a
when I was
chef, yeah.
I would my chicken.
Dude.
Well,
hated
for
my
one-
chicken.
For one, I'm trying to not go too heavy on dairy.
She can't either. She did. Oh, so she ended up doing a food analysis test.
Whoa, what happened?
Dairy is like the number one thing that is fucking her stomach up.
So she's like, fuck dairy. Okay, where does she
Well,
go?
you can't have dairy when you compete.
Right.
Because usually it's fatty, right?
It's too fatty.
Question: how does she get her food?
She went through her physician, and so we've been talking about this a couple of times in the past, and we need to approach these companies that I had mentioned to off the microphone, I think, but because she went to her physician, and it was $1,800. So unless you have insurance, because she only paid like $50 out of pocket, I think.
I go to Clínica Hispana, so I don't know.
But
who
he
my
has
physician-
insurance. But he has insurance.
Because I'm able to, man, they got them Cuban doctors, man. I'm able to go up in there, pay my little $25, and get what the fuck I need.
Yeah.
Either I'm going to walk out with a prescription, or they're going to do a blood test, or whatever.
Well, because you know how it is. You go to the doctor, then they'll give you send you to a specialist, and then you got to make an
Mucho
appointment
pedo.
at the specialist.
Yeah.
So he
I don't
gets
even know where-
annoyed.
where
He's
am I
like,
gonna
no.
go?
Yeah, see.
Where am I
Yeah.
supposed to go? Hospital?
We'll do the home kit. We'll get those home kits.
Okay, so it was $1,800. That's
Yeah.
what she spent.
Mhm.
And what do? You spit? Will you eat?
It was all blood. They took
They
a
take
lot
blood?
of blood out.
Oh, okay.
So then they take blood, they run it.
They did, but so a lot of, I didn't know this, but the doctors, they'll do like the major ones like crab, shellfish, eggs, dairy, wheat kind of thing. But some of these other, even like more in-depth home tests will do a lot of the other things that,
Is that $1,800?
no, it's a lot less. It's a lot less.
Okay, let me know that one.
But she had insurance, so she paid $50, which
Yeah.
means you would probably pay the same amount if you went to the doctor, boo.
Clínica Hispana, I'm going to see if they got that. Corazon Latino, I think that's what it's called.
It is called.
Off the Gulf Freeway. Next to a cricket.
But,
It's true. Hey, don't talk about my physician.